Welcome to Tuna Theory, the channel where science dives deep, true stories get untangled, inventions spark your imagination, theories to unhook, and weird things will get even weirder, weirder than your neighbor. This episode is about leaked documents from China. The CCP is hacking businesses all over the world. Their treatment of Muslims in China is highly disturbing. We face the chilling reality of one of the most systematic violations of human rights in modern history. Recently leaked documents, spanning hundreds of pages, expose the truth behind China's mass detention of Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities in the Xinjiang region. These documents, obtained through the courage of an anonymous whistleblower within China's political establishment, offer irrefutable evidence of a calculated campaign directed by the highest levels of Chinese leadership. The revelations paint a grim picture. Over 1 million Uyghurs, Kazakhs, and other minorities have been forcibly detained in high-security camps. Officially labeled as vocational training centers, these camps are anything but voluntary. The leaked documents, labeled by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, ICIJ, as the China Cables, reveal that these facilities are operated like prisons. Every aspect of detainees' lives is controlled: where they sleep, how they eat, when they speak, and even when they can use the restroom. This is not about education or training. It is about indoctrination and suppression. A 9-page memo from 2017, authored by Zhu Hailun, Xinjiang's former top security official, instructed camp authorities to enforce strict discipline, promote confessions, and ensure repentance and transformation. Surveillance cameras monitor detainees 247, ensuring no blind spots. Any violation of these oppressive rules is met with swift punishment. The origins of this policy trace back to directives from Chinese President Xi Jinping himself. After a 2014 attack by Uyghur militants that left 31 people dead, Xi delivered private speeches to officials, urging them to show absolutely no mercy in the fight against terrorism, separatism, and extremism. While he did not explicitly call for the establishment of camps, his words, encouraging the use of organs of dictatorship, laid the foundation for the mass detentions that followed. These documents also reveal how the Chinese government anticipated the devastating impact of these policies. They knew their actions would tear families apart, provoke international backlash, and scar communities for generations. Despite this, the campaign continued unabated. Beijing has repeatedly dismissed criticism, claiming the camps are part of a voluntary effort to combat extremism. China's UK ambassador has gone as far as calling these leaks fake news. Yet, the evidence is overwhelming. These leaked documents have been verified by major news organizations, including the New York Times, BBC Panorama, and The Guardian. China has attempted to justify its actions by comparing them to the United States' war on terror after 9/11. But this is not counterterrorism. It is state-sponsored oppression. The Uyghur people are not enemies of the state. They are victims of a regime seeking to erase their culture, faith, and identity. Let us remember the human stories behind these numbers and documents. Families have been shattered. Parents are forcibly separated from their children. Survivors recount harrowing experiences of psychological and physical abuse during their time in the camps. This is not just a regional issue, it is a global human rights crisis. The whistleblower who leaked these documents did so with a clear goal: to ensure accountability. Their bravery is a reminder that even within authoritarian systems, there are those who value justice and truth above all else. It is now our responsibility to honor their courage by taking action. What can we do? First, we must amplify the voices of the victims and ensure their stories are heard. Awareness is the first step toward accountability. Second, we must demand that international organizations, governments, and human rights advocates hold China accountable for these atrocities. Sanctions, investigations, and pressure are necessary to disrupt this machinery of oppression. Finally, we must reaffirm our commitment to human rights everywhere. This is not just about Xinjiang. If we allow these abuses to continue unchecked, we send a dangerous message to authoritarian regimes worldwide that oppression can proceed without consequence. Ladies and gentlemen, history will judge us not by our words, but by our actions. The world now knows the truth about what is happening in Xinjiang. Let us not stand silent in the face of such injustice. Together, we can demand accountability, restore dignity, and work toward a future where no community suffers in silence. Love exploring the unexpected? Then don't let this opportunity swim away. Hit subscribe to join the Tuna Theory tribe. Give this video a big thumbs up if it reeled you in, and share it with your friends who love a good deep dive into the strange, wild, and wonderful. Recent leaked documents from a Chinese tech firm shed light on how Beijing allegedly utilizes technology for extensive hacking campaigns. U.S. officials are scrutinizing these revelations, which reveal the firm iSoon's involvement in targeting global victims, including political groups and critical infrastructure. This leak, amidst rising U.S. China tensions, offers unprecedented insights into the outsourcing of cyber attacks by China's security agencies. U.S. officials have been scouring a trove of newly leaked documents from a Chinese tech firm for clues on how the government in Beijing allegedly uses the company in extensive hacking campaigns. Multiple U.S. cybersecurity officials familiar with the matter told CNN. The Biden administration's study of the leak is ongoing, but private experts told CNN it offers some of the clearest public evidence yet of how they believe China's powerful security agencies outsource hacking operations to tech firms to target victims around the world. The documents, posted anonymously online last weekend for anyone to access, include screenshots of chat logs, as well as records of employees and Chinese government clients of the tech firm iSoon. The company's hacking victims range from Tibetan exile-run political groups, hospitals in Taiwan and India, to Hong Kong's universities following the city's mass pro-democracy protests in 2019, according to the leaked data. More than a dozen, mostly Asian foreign governments are listed as targets. iSoon's clients include China's police, intelligence service, and military, according to a spreadsheet listing 183 contracts signed between 2016 and 2022 by iSoon's subsidiary in the southwestern province of Sichuan. This is some of the best visibility we've had into Chinese hacking operations outside of a government SCIF, said Adam Cozy, who used to track Chinese hackers for the FBI using an acronym for classified facilities. I'm not aware of the specifics you mentioned. In principle, I want to emphasize that China firmly opposes the unwarranted denigration and smearing against China. Liu Pengyu, spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in Washington, D.C., said in an emailed statement when asked for comment. The so-called claim that the Chinese authorities surveil dissidents overseas is completely fabricated, Liu's statement continued. China is a major victim of cyber attacks. We keep a firm stance against all forms of cyber attacks and resort to lawful methods in tackling them. China does not encourage, support, or condone attacks launched by hackers. Wu Haibo, the CEO of privately owned and Shanghai-based iSoon, did not respond to multiple requests for comment. The leak comes amid unprecedented tensions in U.S.-China relations in cyberspace and appears to fly in the face of Beijing's repeated denials that it sponsors cyber attacks. FBI Director Christopher Wray and other top U.S. officials warned Congress last month that another set of Chinese hackers unrelated to iSoon have infiltrated critical U.S. infrastructure and could use that access to disrupt any U.S. military response to a potential Chinese invasion of Taiwan. Beijing has strongly denied the allegations and in turn accuses the U.S. of conducting its own cyber attacks. The Chinese government is really trying to change this narrative that China hacks other countries. Dakota Carey, a consultant at security firm SentinelOne who focuses on China, told CNN, "So I think the leaks will really upset them." GitHub, the popular software developer platform where the leaked data appeared, took the documents down late Thursday, saying the data was a violation of GitHub's terms of service. Thanks for tuning into Tuna Theory, where the ordinary gets flipped and the extraordinary gets explained. Keep your fins sharp and your minds sharper. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the depths.